So I've been a Christian for maybe 8 years now, but we were Creasters growing up. We'd go on Christmas and Easter. And I remember almost nothing about those times. I just remember like farm animals and like shepherds. Like that's like the visual I have is like nothing. So I'm kind of asking you to speak to 10-year ago me. Like now I got it. I know this. I'm with you. I get the story. 10-year ago me would have no earthly clue what the heck you were talking about. Can you dumb it down for me? What is this story of the birth of Jesus Christ?
Yeah, so I think in a lot of ways, Christmas runs the risk, I wouldn't even call it the secular celebration of Christmas, but the kind of religiously scented celebration of Christmas runs the risk of just kind of inoculating people against the faith through an overuse of kind of meaningless jargon and meaningless phrases. I don't know if other folks have seen this. I've seen these posters or yard signs around throughout the last few years. I started seeing them a lot during COVID. I don't know if that had anything to do with it at the outbreak of that, but these signs that say hope wins. And I've seen a lot of them, and I have absolutely no idea what that means because I don't know. Like, well, hope in what? It's like saying victory wins. Well, like, yeah, okay, but like victory over what? So hope in what? And what does hope win, and what does hope triumph over? And there's something about a lot of religious celebrations of Christmas that I think sometimes churches have a bad habit of treating Christmas and Easter especially, but certainly Christmas, almost as a kind of, it'd be like if you're a musician who had a pretty successful career, say in the mid 90s, and then you've kept making new music that no one has bought, for 30 years or whatever it is. And so then you go to do a show and you go, I want to play a bunch of songs from my new album. And, and everyone goes, no, just play the hits. Like we're not here for the stuff that we don't normally listen to. We want to hear the stuff that we know. And churches have a tendency to, I think, fall into that trap of everyone kind of knows the imagery surrounding Christmas. So there's light and there's hope and there's peace, but there's never any kind of diving into what those things are and what those terms mean. So I think really, if we want to get down to the core of the Christmas story, it really is about the incarnation of Jesus and what does that mean and what are the implications of it. So if I'm talking to someone who has no familiarity with the Christmas story whatsoever, they know that there are trees and lights and stuff, but if they said, well, what is Christmas? Christmas is all about God becoming your brother. Christmas is all about how mankind we are slaves to sin. We have filled the world with sorrow and pain and hardship and despair. We have corrupted ourselves through our own idolatry, through our own lust, our own greed and anger, any number of sins. And that there's nothing we can do to lift ourselves up out of the darkness and find God. We can't make peace with the God who has authority over us because of our sins. God was unreachable for us. But out of love for us, God sent his only begotten Son, so that he sends his eternal Son, the Son who has always been with him, into the flesh. He takes on human flesh. He's born of a virgin, so that he's born free of sin. So it's not just that it's kind of, the virgin birth is not about God just kind of doing a miracle for the sake of a miracle. The virgin birth happens so that Jesus is exempt from the sinful condition that all men born of Adam and Eve otherwise inherit. So that Jesus, being human, is able to fulfill the law for us, is able to live a perfect life in our place. And that Jesus, also being divine, is able to forgive our sins. So that Jesus, in taking on human flesh and becoming our brother, picks up our sins, carries them to the cross, dies for our sins, and gives us the right to live with him in his kingdom forever. So Christmas isn't just vaguely about the idea of being nice and kind to each other, or vaguely about being hopeful, or vaguely about coming out of darkness. It is very specifically about a very specific God who sends his Son into this world to die, to be born for, to love, to cherish very specific sinners. That God was not content to remain at a distance from us, and just kind of be at peace knowing that we're trying our best and that we are occasionally throwing a prayer in his general direction. But that God could not rest until he had come into this world to be one of us, to dwell with us, to suffer for us, to die for us, that he could lift us up into glory and live with him forever. That's really what Christmas is all about.
Thank you for watching that whole clip. The whole episode is available as a podcast, and we have a lot more on the podcast too. It's called Politics by Faith. You can download it for free everywhere podcasts are available. Politics by Faith. There's nothing like it out there.